Alright guys, what's goody? Welcome back to the channel with your boy Weenix for yet another episode of Inazuma 11 Victory Road. Except this time, we are going to be looking at the patch notes. The English version anyway. So, the patch notes have come out in English this time, so we should hopefully get a better understanding as to what they were trying to elaborate on. So I won't take too long because I should have already put out the first look, see what changes were before even looking at the patch notes. So now I just kind of want to look in, see if there's anything I've missed. So without further ado, let's get right into it. We'll watch this video, I guess, at the end once we've kind of gone over everything. So we're just going to kind of skim through really and just have a look and see any particularly different changes. So, addition of the player guidebook. So we saw that in the first look video that I did. After that, we've got implementation penalty for proper and improper disconnects. We've had a look through that. So basically, it's just if you disconnect, you're now going to face retribution. They've actually given us an understanding as to how they calculate ban offenses. So it's number of offenses -1 times 5. So it makes sense. If it's 4, -1 is 3, times by 5 is 15 minutes, and so on and so forth. I guess that's reasonable enough. I'd prefer it if it was even more vicious, but I guess they don't want to put people off playing the game entirely. What else have we got? So they've added the concede or surrender function to remove incentives for intentional disconnects. Makes sense. When the match ends due to a player conceding, both players keep any items already obtained, which is fair. So that's good. The match ends in the first half, neither player will receive experience points. That's bullshit, but you know, just put it in the Inazuma 11 post for feedback and bug reports and stuff, and hopefully they'll actually change that. So yeah, the lag, I will be playing my kind of like first look at kind of ranked as it looks now to kind of get an understanding as to how much better it feels with the new changes. So hopefully it feels much better. I'm kind of like a day behind everyone else, but hey, I work at my own pace, okay? Right, revamping the UI for training characters. I showed you that in the first look as to what that looks like. So the addition of match history, we'll get a better look at this when I play my first ranked game. Block list as well. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. I don't know why they didn't just put these screenshots in English, but okay. The addition of this week's player score. So we've added display for player scores, which will determine eligibility for official online tournaments, etc. Okay, that's pretty cool. It's nice to know whether you are actually fully qualified or not. Trying to make it professional. Right, implementation of advantage judgment. So this is just if you draw and you still want to decide a winner based on other prerequisite stuff that you did successfully in a game, like winning a certain amount of focus or scramble battles. So sure, I'm not really sure how much people are going to use that, but yeah, it is what it is. Added focus victory count to mid-match log display. Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. I went through this actually once again in the first look. The icons as they show. Uniform, pretty self-explanatory. Fix the error with duration of tactic effects. So we went through that in my last update. That was actually pretty clear. So the tutorial AI stuff now does make a little bit more sense. So players who have not yet completed tutorial conditions will now play against lower difficulty AI. Once you clear the tutorial quest, the tutorial AI will be turned off, which is good, I guess. And then the bots were too strong initially for new players just starting. So tutorial AI will not use tactics. Tutorial AI takes longer to shoot, making it easier for players to establish zones and get used to that functionality. Tutorial AI also won't pass as frequently. Difficulty of it is slightly decreased. Dribbling speed is slightly low. So basically, in simple terms, they just made it easier for people to actually win against tutorial AI, which I guess is good for new players because they don't want to put them off by making it seem like it's too difficult for them to get, because it is a little bit of a learning curve, but anyone who's already played the game for a while or sunk countless hours into it, you understand once you play the game for long enough, pretty good. Changes tutorial videos, sure. Yeah, I hope they make those easy on people, because when we first started, it was just, here's a tutorial video. Here's a tutorial video. What's that? You've pressed one button, tutorial video. It's like, geez, right? Just chill out, okay? Also, I've just realized, face cam. Because I'm going to play that video, and I don't want the great gods at level 5 to come and strike me down and say, hey, why are you playing our videos and nothing else? So yeah, face cam it is. Characters no longer commit blatant offside offenses. Offside rule has been enabled, which is fantastic. Right, so yeah, brand new information display, confirmation options for tactics UI. So yeah, just bringing this up so you get a bit more visibility. This can be brought up with the L button, so it's not there permanently, but you can bring it up whenever you need, which is useful, so you can see the status of your tactics. Nice. What else have we got? Character switching changes. So it's been changed from a circle to a vector. Can we even see it? Oh, right, yeah, so it should be this line. So that's another thing that we'll test out in our first kind of ranked game. Okay, new action, through pass. By holding down the B button, you're now able to easily adjust the direction of your pass, enabling what is known as a through pass. So what I'm going to do is, for any of these changes that we haven't actually seen in action yet, I will make a note of them, and then when I play the first ranked game, I'll kind of test all of them out just to see how they feel and how much sense they make. Another one of those changes to test out is the changes to dash attack, which has clearly been updated for this patch. This has to be some of the changes as to why things have been delayed longer than we even expected. I'm not saying that I'm happy about it, because I feel like this could have just been communicated and they could have said, hey, we realized more changes needed to happen, so we're going to take longer, rather than just patch has been delayed, suck it, you know. But I guess Hino doesn't like communicating with his loyal Inazuma 11 fans, am I right? Well, when dribbling, the dash cooldown is no longer reset by passing, which is interesting. So does that mean that each player now, you can't just pass back, you can dash again? Now, that once you've used up your dash, the cooldown sticks for whatever time period it is until it's replenished, which I'm not sure if you guys had played against some of those Japanese players that were like abusing dash, but I swear to God, there were some times where I literally grabbed this controller, looked at this laptop and was like, I'm gonna, yeah, because yeah, they were making me want to quit the game before it even released. Right, while dribbling after the dash gauge's cooldown has ended, the dash gauge now recovers gradually instead of instantly. Oh, okay. So you can't just dash, then start dribbling and it replenishes instantly and you can do it again. Cool. I think that's reasonable. It allows people to not abuse certain mechanics that make the game unfun. Equipped boots, yep, that makes sense. Changes to breach and save. So change the timing of the tension check for breach and save. Tension will be checked at the time of the shot on the goal, which is interesting because this is one of the things that I thought didn't make much sense before, which was if tension was being checked from the moment you started your assault on the goal, then if you start with a full tension bar, then doesn't that just mean you're going to like one-shot their KP bar, just guaranteed, because it was a percentage of what's left? So this is more reasonable now. I guess it means that you have to make more decisions about who your final shot is, you know, with regards to how much tension is left when you use it and that sort of thing. I'm not sure if this now will affect how effective like a full triple chain shoot Satsu would be, because surely I'm not sure. I'll have to see. But yeah, interesting. Breach, save buff, and debuff effects, as well as their display, have been changed from multiplication to addition. Yep, that's reasonable. Changes to the calculation and display of breach and save. Added a power list where you can check the values of breach rate and save rate, technical combo, and bond power when shooting. I actually think like the big point here is people are like, oh my god, this is ugly, right? It ain't ugly if you can toggle it on and off, because then it just actually makes it useful. If there's one thing that we can all agree on is, within reason, you can never have too much information, right? Especially if it's something that you can choose to see if you want to. So this way, we actually know what's going on now. You're able to check if you're about to be bullshitted or not, you know, with regards to kind of like save rate and stuff. So once again, this is another thing that we will test out in the ranked games that'll be on the channel soon. In cases other than normal shot versus normal catch, added a display for the final shot attack. and KP bonuses when the goalkeeper catches. Makes sense. Major changes to the calculation specifications of Breach. Breach has been modified to convert a percentage of tension into proportional damage to the keeper. Breach now reduces KP by the same percentage as the tension left in the tension gauge. Right, okay. So let me read this and understand it before I get lost again. So very simply put, we now know that Breach is calculated on your shot on the keeper. So the likelihood is, if you decide to shoot with a full KP bar, no, wait. If you decide to shoot with a full tension bar and you use one special move, you should still have 60% of your tension left, which means that you can now start using strategy to really think about how you want to... I actually think this is a great change when you think about it, yeah? So if you have a full tension bar and you use one shot Hisatsu straight on goal, you should have 60% tension left, meaning you're also going to do 60% damage to the goalkeeper's KP bar along with your shot attack and the rest of it. And obviously you can mix it up, so you could do you could chain one shoot Hisatsu with another one, so you've used 60% of your bar and you have obviously 38 left. Or if you use a major 3-chain shot Hisatsu, you can have no tension. So that means it's not going to factor in any additional onto the damage at the KP bar. So it actually adds more complexity, which I actually think is great. So that makes a lot of sense. The opposing keeper will suffer KP damage equal to the combined total of the shot attack and breach damage. Finally makes sense. I understand it now. It's all in here. Professor Xavier. Yeah, okay. Tension is not consumed unless a goal is scored. Okay. Yeah, there's just a lot to think about, but I actually think this is good. They're going in the right direction. Invincible Keeper has been changed, so it's not just BS for 10 seconds. You can't score on them at all. Changes to Lucky Fever. You can see what it says there. It just makes it, yeah, it's a pretty... Lucky Fever is pretty good now, I'd say, to be honest. Especially, like, defensively. What else? Message is shown during ranked. Yep. Level difference. Yep. Makes sense. We've seen all that before. All that makes sense. Yep, so we've got the legendary hero difficulty. If you win, you get an additional nameplate. Is there anything else? You can only challenge it 5 times a day. Not really sure why that is, but it's okay. Sticker function makes sense. Landing motion, game balance adjustments. The experience points you can earn in bot battles has been doubled, which is absolutely needed because we don't always want to grind online. Although grinding online is not going to be as bad now because people aren't just going to surrender all the time. Or maybe they will. Right, the cross-save thing, I will talk about this in another video because I don't understand why they've enabled cross-save function. But we still have this. Why has it still not been announced? Why put out cross-save, but people can't play it on the other platforms yet? It's stupid. It's actually stupid. Come on now. We need to be better than this. Tension display during spectating, that's good, so that, you know, when people are spectating or maybe even commentating over matches, they actually have more. I think I need to check what spectator is like, but with spectator, you should actually be able to bring up everything. You should be able to see everything as well. So you should be able to see what the status of their kind of Hisatsu tactics are, their special tactics, super, special, all of that. As well as you should also be able to bring up the when they're shooting, you can see the stats, because it's, you know, for a competitive, if they want the game to have any level of a competitive scene as well, they're going to want to have all that option available to a spectator. But I will also talk about the competitive aspect in another video I'll be making on the channel, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. Goalkeeper control. During defensive zone, you're now able to switch control to the keeper, which is great. You can name display on certain uniforms. We know that. Yep, we've gone through this. The pass toggle. We're going to have a look at that in an actual game. Anything else? Free kicks. Makes sense. The Varlin has now been changed, so its passive will now increase tension by 5% when team wins a focus or scramble battle, which is better because how often were people actually passing out? Not that much. They just want Clear to be a better player, so they've increased their agility, that sort of thing. Okay, we talked about that. We talked about that last game. I've showed you in the first look how to actually unlock beta. She's just relatively expensive. Yeah, and that's pretty much it, guys. So, I mean, we can watch this video here if we really want to. It's just going to go over basically what we've just kind of summarized. But yeah, let's have a little watch together to see how they put this all together. But yeah, that's the patch notes in English for the story mode update. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think that the game is going in the right direction? I feel like I should watch this at 2 speed, but it's only 2 minutes, so it's not too long. So, yep, I'm looking forward to playing the story as well. Okay, so we're going to be able to replay the scenes. So yeah, there's surrender function. You just hold down the plus button. Pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, I've just realized, so if you actually look, or if you saw there before, I just want to go back actually. Apologies. Where was it? Nope. Yeah, right here. So if you look, you can see the symbol for what console they're playing on, so you know who you're playing against, whether they're playing Switch, and I would assume it's kind of the rest of it, so that's pretty good. Let's go back to where we were. Changes to Lucky Fever. I'm so glad they've added offside, man. I hated people just being able to yeet the ball like miles over the right in front of your goal and just score. Such nonsense. The boot change is nice. Yeah, I think this is so good to be able to actually like see. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see what your breach rate is, 57%. Damn, that's pretty good. Wait, is that breach rate for... No, that would be pierce rate if it was for that. Okay, cool. So you know that the keeper has no chance of, like, triggering save, but you've got a good chance of... Yeah. Although, I was going to say, it looked like he saved it, but he didn't. Yeah, okay. I actually think that's good. These changes are great. They're great. Great changes. Well done. Well done. What else have we got? Everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Things you love to see. And then beta. I saw a few comments with people saying beta is pretty good. It's going to take me a little while to unlock it, but yeah. So anyway, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this. Yeah, I'm going to get more content coming out on the channel, so you should expect story mode. I'm going to probably split it into a couple of videos. You should expect a video about me talking about the current state of Inazuma 11. Another one on ranked matches and the changes to gameplay. And then, yeah, we'll just kind of go from there and see how everything else develops. But I hope you guys did enjoy. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, please. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're going to be the best Inazuma 11 victory road. In fact, Inazuma 11 YouTuber out there. Just watch. I promise you. Anyways, until the next one, guys. Deuces.